very, very important to have a strong foundation. It's very important to have a strong foundation where you know for sure what's the truth. You need to know for sure what is the truth. If you don't know what the truth is, you have to exert every little bit of effort that you have, every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears that you have, chasing that truth. To such an extent that Shlomo HaMelech said, you have to chase it like you chase treasure. You have to chase it like you chase treasure. Why? That's the only way, Shlomo HaMelech says, that's the only way you'll arrive at Yirat Shamayim. By chasing the truth like it's treasure. If I told you, listen, I hid $20 million somewhere in Florida. Hint, it's in Hollywood. You guys, what are you going to do? You're going to leave the shiur in the middle and you're going to start looking for the $20 million. You start digging under the house, under the fridge, under this, you start digging everywhere. You start getting excavators and everything. Why? There's $20 million somewhere. There's a prize at the end. There's a prize at the end. I have to do whatever I can to get it. Shlomo HaMelech, the smartest man of all time, the wisest man of all time, says, Da'at Torah, you have to chase it like you chase treasure. It's the only way to get it. But this is why for all of those people that still are convinced that Torah is full of Care Bears, it's full of gummy bears, it's full of nice things, Baruch Hashem, Hashem Yitbarach gave us this week's parasha, Parashat Bechukotai. In Parashat Bechukotai, there's no mistake about it. There's no two ways of reading it. Because people, for example, like Asher Meza, he hates the Zohar. He hates the Zohar, and people like him, many of these Zionist type mentality people, modern Orthodox type mentality, they hate the Zohar, they hate the mystical aspects, they try to reject it in many ways, in many cases even insult it, which is completely stupid regardless. Even if it's not, even if it is, it's still not something you would insult, because there's enough geniuses that were Kodesh Kodeshim in the world that accepted it. If Rabbi Ovadia accepted it, if the Stipler Gaon accepted it, if the Vilna Gaon accepted it, if the Arizal accepted it, you're better than them? You're better than the Arizal? You're better than Chafetz Chaim? You're better than Rabbi Ovadia? You're better than all these people? You, in the year 2018 to the Christian calendar, you figured it out. You figured it out all along. You're the one. That's it. Everyone was waiting for you to say, oh, this is not good. That you came from YU University, they taught you. YU over there, yeah. Arizal doesn't have anything on you. You're better than him. The Vilna Gaon, you're better than him too. Well, Vadia, you're better than him. You're better than all of them. You with your 5 years of education, you're better than all of them. The 20 books that you read, the 30 books that you read, you're better than all of them. The level of chutzpah that people have is simply ridiculous. They think, no, but Chazal was just regular people. Chazal were regular people. On you it is written, Ben Ish Hai writes, he says, these people are purely donkeys. People that think that Chazal, that the sages were regular people, and they would make the same mistakes like us, are simply donkeys. They're pturim from all mitzvot. You don't count them for minyan even. These people are donkeys. They're not regular people. Now, the Chidah says the Torah has 4 parts. It's called Pardes. Pardes is acronym for Pshat, Remez, Drash, Vesod. Pshat is simple meaning of the Torah. You read 5 books of Moses, you have the Pshat. Simple meaning, what it says. Moshe took Am Yisrael from Mount Sinai. Took Am Yisrael from Egypt, brought them to Mount Sinai. That's the Pshat. Remez is, you're going to learn different things that are hinted. Like, for example, when it says Vayihi, in Parashat Beshalach, the verse starts with the word Vayihi. We know from the Chachamim that Vayihi is like Oivei, bad news. Something happened. What happened? We learn. Drash is like the Midrashim. Midrashim, things that are behind the scenes and so on. And Sod is secret. Secret, mystical things. Angels coming down, angels going up, all this mystical stuff. A lot of people like it. Some people hate it like they hate cancer. Specifically, people that are from the modern Orthodox world, for some reason or another, they're like allergic. Some of them, not all of them obviously, some of them are like allergic to mystical Judaism. For whatever reason or another, apparently these people, these types of mentality that hated mystical Judaism, has been around for a long time. So the Chidah says that the Torah, without the sod, the last part, instead of pardes, it's just pered. What's pered? Donkey. The Torah without mysticism is not Torah. Mystical aspects of the Torah are not a part of the Torah. They are the Torah. The entire Torah is mystical. The entire Gemara is mystical. The entire 5 books of Moses is mystical. There's nothing natural about our Torah. Nothing. What, do you think that it's natural that Avraham Avinu is willing to slaughter his kid that he waited for 100 years? You think that's natural? That a person came from nothing, Hashem created him, called him man, and then he took his rib and he made a wife out of it? You think that's natural? That Hashem took a man, his wife, his 3 kids and their wives, put them into a little boat, a little submarine with some animals, and started the whole world anew from them? You think that's natural? That Hashem made the #1 most powerful civilization in history, Egypt, that the entire world was paying them taxes. The entire world was a slave to them. He made them into the slave and the slave into the master. You think that's natural? You think there's anything that's not mystical out of it? You think that the 10 plagues are natural? You think that Mount Sinai is natural? Hashem opened up the 7 heavens? Or even us getting the Torah? Even Hashem talking to man? Even the simplest of all prophets, the last of all prophets, Ezekiel, he saw things that are in Shemaim. You think that's natural? That's not mystical? The entire Torah is mystical. You think that if a rabbi prays for a certain person and the person is healed, you think that's natural? I'm not talking about 2,000 years ago. I'm talking about today. Today I'm talking about. Miracles you see every single day. Every single day you see it. The fact that you exist, the fact that you have these 2 little balloons and you call them eyes and they work. And they clean themselves. And they wash themselves. And they're thinner than a balloon. And they move wherever you need them to move. You think that's natural? No, that's physiology. That's your physics. That's your... There's nothing natural about physics. There's nothing natural about your body. There's nothing natural about anything. There's nothing natural. You not believing in mysticism, it's pretty much you're not believing in a reality. Mystical Judaism, mystical Torah is reality. It's like somebody saying, I don't believe in gravity. Okay, you know what? Let's test it out. Jump out of a plane. Let's see what happens. Jump out of your house, out of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th floor, depending on how many floors you have. Jump out. Let's see what happens. We don't believe in gravity, so it's not going to happen, right? So all of these people, the Chidah is saying, these people are just simply donkeys. Now, I'm not saying you have to advocate for it. I'm not saying you should even teach it. Quite frankly, I don't think most people should learn it. Because most people don't understand that Torah. They need to start with ABC. They need to start with Parashat Shavua. They need to start with Moshe Rabbeinu. They need to start with Avraham Avinu. Basic. Parasha with Rashi. Then after that, we start learning some basics of Halakha. How do I conduct my day? Then after that, we start learning a little bit of Gemara. Then we start learning some of the roots of it. You go to Shulchan Aruch, you go to Mishnah, and so on and so forth. You learn Musar, and so on and so forth. Mystical parts of Judaism are going to come anyway along the way. But to go and spend your time learning the Zohar, unless you're an expert of experts, and everything I just mentioned plus 10 times more, you shouldn't touch it. Because you're not going to understand it anyway. So I'm not saying everyone should learn it, and I'm not saying anyone should teach it. But to say you simply don't believe in it, and it's nonsense, and it's heresy, and it's not Judaism, all of these things, it's completely ridiculous. It's a ridiculous notion. It's an egotistical notion because you're thinking you're greater than all of the giants that came before you that did believe in it. So you're saying you're bigger than the Baba Sali? You're saying you're bigger than the Steipler Gaon? You're bigger than Rav Moshe Feinstein? You're bigger than the Chafetz Chaim, the Chida, the Arizal, the Vilna Gaon, the Rabbi Akiva? You're bigger than all of them? That's it? Everyone, the whole world was waiting for you? Okay, maybe you're Mashiach. If you're Mashiach, no, digal otanu, yalla, save us. Save us, and that's it. Why are we even suffering anymore? That's it. Why we have Shiur Torah? Just come, save us, and finished. And that's the thing, Abotai, is that a person needs to know, if there's something they don't understand in the Torah, it's not because the Torah is lacking. It's because you're lacking. We are lacking. We are lacking. You don't understand because you didn't learn hard enough. You don't believe because your brain is full of tum'ah. Your neshama is infested with spiritual garbage. Now, if you were going to have a special guest coming to your house, Mashiach was invited to your house, okay? Mashiach called you, hey, listen, I'm coming over. Come, Mashiach, to my house, is it Yofi? Is it Kiv? Okay, wife, kids, everybody shower, everybody clean, everybody this, everybody this. The walls have to be painted. The ground has to be redone. Everything has to be done. All of a sudden, we're only an hour away. Your little kid runs outside, plays in the mud, in the rain, in the mud, in the rain, in the mud, in the rain, and he comes, and the Mashiach comes inside, and the kid with the mud on his face like this is coming, I'm Mashiach. What are you going to do with the kid? You're going to grab the kid, put him in a shower, and start spraying him. You can't look like this next to Mashiach. You're filthy, disgusting with all this mud on you. It's cute for us, but not in front of the Mashiach. It's cute, but not in front of the Mashiach, not in front of the special guest. When Hashem wants to give you a chidush, when Hashem wants to give you the Holy Torah, you can't come to Him filthy with sins. If you're filthy with sins, if you're infested with sins, you can't come to Him and say, oh yeah, Hashem, that chidush you wanted to give me, you know, there's chidushim and shamayim for everybody. That chidush, give it to me now. What? Give it to you now? You just wasted seed. You just stole some money. You just looked at the girl that's not your wife. You just did this. You want me to give you a chidush? You're lucky you're still alive. You cannot expect to learn Torah if you're infested with sins. Now, all of these people that have their own opinion are going to tell you, no, why? I read, you read. I read, you read. What's the difference? We both read. Now, anyone that has an ounce of intellect knows that's complete nonsense. Many people read, but not everybody is Gdol Ador. Many people read, but not everyone's a genius. Many people read, but not everybody remembers or understands what they read. You read and I read means nothing. You learn and I learn means nothing. You can learn for 5 hours and I can learn for 5 minutes. I may get more than you, or the opposite. I learn for 5 hours, you learn for 2 minutes, and you get more than me. Why? Hashem gives chokhmah. Moshe Rabbeinu came to Hashem after 40 days, 40 nights, and said, Hashem, everything you taught me, one-on-one, you're the best chavuta in the world. Unfortunately, I forgot everything. What's the point? I went, I did, I forgot everything. He says, continue learning, and I'll gift it to you. After 40 days, he just gave me the entire Torah and a silver platter. That's how the Torah is. But if you're filthy with sins, and gava, and ego, and your own opinion, and your own this, and your own that, and you think you run the world, and you think that the world cannot revolve without you, you're not getting anything. All you're getting is mistakes. Every word that comes out of your mouth is a sin. So please, do us all a favor. Do yourself a favor. Be quiet. It's better for you. It's better for you. Just be quiet. Don't teach. Or if you get better yet, just be a parrot. Read. Read what it says. You know, it's more productive anyway. It's more productive anyway. But for all of those that learn it, before you watch any speaker, double check. What are they saying? Where are they coming up with this stuff? Did he provide a source? Did anybody say it before him? Someone that everyone agrees is reliable? Chafetz Chaim is reliable. Okay, if Chafetz Chaim was speaking, he's reliable. I can listen to him. Rav Ovadia is reliable. The Gemara is reliable. There are certain things that are reliable. His opinion is not reliable. It's like somebody came to a restaurant, and he says to them, is it kosher here? You're asking if it's kosher? Look at the wall. Baba Sali, Chafetz Chaim, Moshe Rabbeinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Look at all the pictures I have. He goes, hey, listen. If they were here giving me the food and you were on the wall, I'd buy the food. But since it's them in the pictures and you here, I have to ask you, is it kosher? They're reliable, but they're not here. They're just on the wall. That's what we have to understand. Before you watch any speaker, before you attend any lectures, before you read any book, double check. Double check. A lot of times people send me questions, and the question is wrong. The question itself is wrong. And I ask them, where'd you get the question from? And they tell me a book. I say, oh yeah, look who the author is. The author is a Reformed Jew. The author is Christian. The author is some guy that doesn't believe in God. The question is wrong. It's not that the answer. There's no answer. The question is wrong. So that's, Rabotai, it's important for us to know that we need to have a strong foundation. And the reason why is because today, we're a generation of either you're going to be complete tzaddik, complete rasha. No more middle ground. No more 50-50. It's either you're going to spend your entire day watching television and wasting your life, or you're going to be doing tshuva. It's either going to be continuing to make sins and justifying them, or you're going to find a way to do tshuva for the things that you did and the things you don't even remember doing. The point being is that it's time to make a choice. And the choice is becoming more and more difficult to make because of all of the different tools that the Yetzer Hara is using to get us all to fail. He's using the kids, he's using wives, he's using children, he's using husbands, he's using teachers, he's using food, he's using major rabbis, small rabbis, local rabbis, distant rabbis, Jews, non-Jews. He's using every tool he has. Why? This is his last hurrah. This is the last chance. Last chance to destroy you. You make it now, you make it forever. Destroyed now, destroyed forever. No more tshuva. So this is critical. It's critical for all of us to learn this week's parasha. This week's parasha, Bechukotai, it's a Behar and Bechukotai, but Behar is very short. Bechukotai, if you never did the mitzvah, Shulchan Aruch says you have to read the weekly parasha 3 times. Shtay mikra v'chad targum. You have to read it 3 times. If you never did it before, do it this week. Make sure you read it with commentary, and make sure you read it in a language you understand. Don't be a hero, read it in Hebrew, unless you know Hebrew extremely well. Meaning, you know Sfat HaKodesh. Otherwise, read it in English, or Spanish, or whatever language you speak. Read it in that language and read it with commentary. You have to make sure you know what it says. So when it gets to the part where it says the 5th level of sin is to get to such level of starvation where the Am Yisrael is going to eat their own children, Hashem Rachem, you're going to say, oh wait, Yaron said that. I guess he wasn't making it up. It's actually in the Torah. It's actually in the Torah. And it's not the only place. There's several other places. You need to know this stuff because this is what gets us to stop sinning.